Ladies and gentlemen, good evening out there in conference call Zoom land, actually, because you can see us all on video. I hope everybody's got a pen and paper together tonight, because we've got some awesome information from some of the top performers in the whole company. Between them, and I need to just check my notes, they have over 48 years worth of experience, and I know none of them look that old, and they've got 195,000 services being used by their customers. So I think we can safely say that they've got a bit of experience in this business, and they're here tonight to share that with you. So I'm just going to get them all to give you a little bit of a wave to start with. So Mark D'Souza, if you could give a little bit of a wave, Senior Group Leader, Derek Thomas, and we've got Susie there and Stuart. Okay, so everybody ready to go? Right, now then, I would like, just first, we've had an amazing announcement with QUIP. I think it's really, really excited the network, but I'd be really interested to know, what was your first impression? So, Susie, could we just start with you? Tell us, what was your first impression when you heard about QUIP?
I was just so thrilled for the team. They're going to make so much more money, the momentum, and on a personal level, I suddenly thought, wow, 4 customers, I can make an extra £1,000 a month. Wow.
Excellent, excellent. Mark, what about you?
I just thought it was a game-changing announcement, Chris. Certainly looking at it, how the company have tweaked the compensation plan. But, people know our story, how this business allowed Angela to reduce her working week and then retire from teaching. But now that has just opened out and given loads of people the opportunity to bring those choices a lot sooner.
Wonderful, wonderful. And what about you, Derek?
Well, Chris, I retired 16 years early. I could have retired 20 years earlier, couldn't I? But, in those 16 years I've been involved in the company as well, I've never seen anything like this. I rubbed my eyes and I had to read it 3 times. It's amazing, isn't it? It's absolutely amazing.
It really, really is. And finally, to you, Stuart, what about you? What did you think when you heard the announcement?
Well, it's interesting Mark used those words, game changer, and we hear those words used and probably overused in the past with various announcements that came out. And I really do think this is an absolute game changer for everybody that decides to get it. Personally, I was bouncing off the walls, and I still have been bouncing off the walls. I don't think you can pull me down off the ceiling most of the time. So, yeah, really, really excited for everybody. I think it's a fantastic announcement.
Brilliant, brilliant. I know, me personally, I used to say at trainings to people, what if the company actually paid you £250 for each customer that you gathered, and people put their hands up, me, I'd gather loads more. I used to say, well, you get that paid over a 5-year period, but now to get it in, upfront, in advance, it's it is. We're the only network marketing company to have such an initiative to pay money up front to our partners. So yeah, it really is wonderful. Now, I think we all know that this is a team game, because we're only where we are right now because of the business partners we've got in our group, and I know we do. We help a lot of people out there. So what I'd be really interested in is the stories that you may have now from your group, because I'm sure already, we're only a few weeks into QUIP, that you've got some success stories, because this really makes an impact on people's lives, I think. So Derek, we were talking a little bit earlier. Have you got an example of how it has possibly affected somebody's life?
Well, Chris, one thing I was doing, I was running Zooms and trying to get lots and lots of people on. And halfway through the Zooms, we had a guy who joined us, a guy called Justin, and he was on his 2nd appointment. And I suppose there's a message there, isn't there? We can talk about all of this stuff, but at the end of the day, we've got to be out in the field doing it, and that's, I think, is the key thing. But it was just funny the way it happened. He was calling in and joined us on the Zoom.
Excellent. So immediately got out there, took action, not just talking about it. Excellent. So what about you, Stuart? I know that we talked earlier as well. I know you've got a story to share.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the guys in the team, Raj, has just recruited a new distributor. And as you do, he started speaking to them about who can we go and talk to. So they've got started talking to people straight away. He went out over a period of just 2 days. He did a total of, Raj told me, 10 to 12 hours work, with the customers that he signed up, he's earned around about £800. And during the process, there are now 4 distributors going on their training on the 21st of January.
Wow.
So
Wow.
he's well prepared for getting to Team Leader Gold and really getting that momentum going early, because Raj and this guy have worked together and started hitting his list early, and he's already getting the payback.
That is amazing. £800 in 2 weeks, fabulous. And
10 to
Susie,
12
what about you? Beg your pardon, sorry, Stuart.
in a total of 10 to 12 hours over 2 days.
Incredible. Think of the hourly rate. So,
Yeah.
Susie, what about you?
Well, I'd just like to highlight somebody in the team who actually had 2 customers, which is fantastic. She's not long joined. To be absolutely honest, she'd missed her first bonus, but she's kept going. She got qualified just a couple of days ago, and she's over the moon because she's earned an extra £50 off that customer and the other 2 that she got, before Christmas. So, just remember, even if you are near those couple of customers, just think how much more you're going to make on that next one to what you did before Christmas.
So how much did she earn from the first customers?
Well, the first 2 were double gold.
Yeah.
So obviously she earned £40 each. They weren't ultras, they were just double golds, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, the third one, another double gold, £40, which is great, but she's earned that extra £50 a QUIP.
So, in other words, over double the amount for doing exactly the same thing that she did before QUIP.
Yes. So even if you're only on a couple of customers, doesn't matter. You're just going to earn so much more money than you used to do last year.
Excellent. And Mark, finally to you.
Another story of a couple who recently joined, Alicia and Andy Smith. They took advantage of the £10 signing on fee, having become customers, and for that investment of £10 we ran a couple of launches for them. They followed up with those guests and got up to 7 personal customers, and then just last week signed up a relative of theirs in the comfort of their own home. That meant that once they'd opted in for QUIP, that double gold customer of the Ultra earned them £125, but also triggered their second fast start bonus of £150.
Wow.
So for sitting in the comfort of their own home and signing a double gold customer, Daffy Gold customer, they earned £275.
Wow.
£75. Amazing. What I'd like to sort of find out a little bit, because we have talked about it's about taking action, and Mark, you've mentioned business launches, so could you sort of give us a few tips here? What are you actually doing in your group, and how's that working for you, if you could share that with us?
Yeah, Chris, as we discussed earlier, we talked about QUIP only sort of benefiting from QUIP if you're prepared to put the activity in. And one of the things that we've been doing within our team is business launches to leverage your time. And what we've been doing is inviting a few people to either a new team member's home or an experienced team member who's re-energized and starting their business. And what we're doing is helping them understand what the services and the fantastic proposition we've got at the moment and the business opportunity. So we're literally showing them the Terry DVD, Wes video for 2.5 minutes, and then showing them how the money works. And as a result of that, we're encouraging the follow-ups within the next 24 to 48 hours, which is creating activity and putting appointments in their diary. And we're just getting some real success from that, Chris.
Brilliant, excellent. So business launches, it's all about activity. It's working really, really well for you. So just coming on now to Stuart, what sort of action are you taking and encouraging your team to take?
Well, I'm quite a simple creature, Chris, as you probably realised by now. And Andrew gave you 3 actions in the video that he did at the New Year, and that's my mantra, is just to follow those 3 actions. So the first thing he said was about picking up the phone and speaking to your team. And I think the important thing there, and I've been renowned for the phrase "pick up the damn phone," which I said at the Midlands kick-off a couple of years ago, but I think you can't get across the emotion and excitement and enthusiasm if you try and text people or WhatsApp them or Facebook. So we've got to pick up the phone. We've got to get that message out there to the active people, but also to the people that have maybe been a little bit more inactive recently and maybe put the ball down, and maybe just pick up the phone and just say a simple phrase like, look, you know, if I said to you that now there was a lot more money on the table up front, would that make a difference in 2017? So that's the first thing, is getting on the phone to those people, and then obviously getting them plugged back into the training if they decide they want to get going again. Second thing I would say is, and Andrew's second message was recruiting new blood, and it should give everybody massive belief that recruiting is so much easier now because they've got so much more to offer their prospects. So new recruiting with new prospects, that's so much easier, and our belief should be much higher. And then we've got any no for nows we've been to. And the phrase I just used a minute ago works with your no for nows. Look, if I said to you, now there's a lot more money up front, would 2017 look a lot better? Yes, it probably would. Great, let's get together, have a coffee, let's run through it again. You know, and that, again, you've got to pick up the phone to them. And finally, as Andrew quite rightly said, the third action was get out there and actually introduce the services to people, because we're so competitive. And as he highlighted with the comment on his video, we intend to be that competitive for the foreseeable future. So let's just take advantage of that and get out there and show people the services at the same time. And there's a phrase that I've said a few times recently at various events, and that's QUIP only works if we do. So let's get out there and take that action.
That's a really, really, really good point. Really good point. And moving on to Susie.
Hi there.
Top tips be?
Yeah. Well, my top tips, I'm stealing a bit of what Steve Critchie highlighted at the AIM seminar last weekend. And I guess I've always tried to do that, is keep appointments in the diary. And he highlighted the magic 5. And it's really important that we all keep at least 5 appointments in our diary. So as soon as you've attended an appointment, been successful, had one cancel, which doesn't matter, you just add that next appointment. So you've always got at least 5 appointments coming up. So I suppose that's easy for me to say, but where and how are we going to keep those 5 appointments in our diary? So firstly, I'm going to be encouraging people, whether they've been in a little while or they're quite new, is to really build those lists again. You know, and to go back to those no for nows that we all have lots and lots of, probably. So really to have those 5 appointments, first of all, to really build those lists again. And also, I came from a winner mini, essentially. So I really do believe in winner minis and doing networking as well. So I'm also going to encourage people to have a whole sort of palette of ways where they're going to be able to get those 5 appointments. So whether it is winner minis, whether it's from their lists, or whether it's going out there and networking at various different events, whatever people can do. So I've been helping lots of people within the team to get those winner minis really over the next few months in their diary, those dates, and being consistent, because that is the only way that we're all going to have those 5 appointments in our diaries, if we've got a consistent way to keep those there. So yes, hopefully that's helpful. 5 appointments in your diary at any one time.
Brilliant. What a great tip. Thank you very much, Susie. And moving over to you, Derek, I wonder if you could share your wisdom as well.
Well, Chris, I was thinking about this. I think it was Clive Leach who taught me this. You know, when we turn our taps on, the water comes out straight away. Yeah. You see, when Clive was younger, you had a big pump, and you used to pump it, for about 30 seconds, and then the water would appear. And I truly believe that those people who stop working for a little while are going to have to sort of get their pipeline going again, and to help them with that. You know, we've got to, I'm from an education background, but I do believe that they need to get back onto training and learn some of the basic skills again, as well as going out and getting appointments. But just, skilling up on how to present this, rather than talking about services and money. We just need to get in front of people to share this brilliant business and way of earning some extra money. So training, I think, is essential, and to be patient with it as well. Get that pipeline going. Get the experience of getting into customer in front of prospect after prospect, and really getting that fitness again. You know, going back to the gym, Chris, you know, I believe the first time's going to be painful, isn't it? And they might not come out with a daffy gold quadruple, you know, £1,520 bonus. They might just come out with a gas and electricity customer. And I think it's essential that they come out and they haven't failed. I mean, we provide some excellent services, and not every customer is going to be a daffy gold for whatever reason. And I believe that you know, that is a success, and also that we are showing the business to people. So it's another opportunity to show the business, not to get caught up in the customer world, but in terms of showing this life-changing business to people as well. I think that should be paramount in our minds, because we want them to go and share it with all their friends. So getting fit to the task again, building up your list, going back onto training, using the tools that we have available to us. I love we have a new showing how the money works. I think that's great. Yeah. Because you know, that's a skill and a tool, because a lot of people do not show the video. They don't show the money-making video. And I think now we've shown them the potential of what they can earn by just recommend these amazing services. So yeah, that's going back to school, Chris.
Going back to school. Well, I'm loving the terminology.
It makes me shiver, but you know, it's a school with.
You may have noticed that during that call, I was taking lots and lots of notes, because I got a lot of benefit from listening to our top performers. I really wanted to say another thank you to Derek Thomas, Senior Group Leader, Stuart Ritchie, Senior Group Leader, Mark D'Souza, Senior Group Leader, and Susie Davis, Senior Group Leader as well. And I made the following notes. They're all leading by example, and they do say success leaves clues. Pick up the